Wait, are you sure it's my intro?
It's mine. No, it's mine.
It's your intro. Why don't you intro?
Well, hold on. I have to double check because now you scared me. And by that, I mean I scared myself.
This is the most unorganized podcast I've ever been on.
Wait,
I appreciate it.
That's accurate.
I appreciate it. Everything else is so formal. This just isn't. Sam, this is what you're missing out on when you don't like Android foldables.
Oh, no.
What is... Yeah.
What is... That's stupid as shit, bro. You literally just gave me another reason to say that. No, because this is the show now. Because you just... We have Max Weinbach on.
This is how it begins. Hey, I'll give Max...
You're going to come on my show and show me a folding phone within the first 10 minutes?
Okay, hang on.
I'll show you more than one.
I'm sorry.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
I'm trying to... Okay.
Why?
Listen, boys.
Why do you do that? Do you hate yourself that much?
I love myself. That's why I use them.
You invited Max on. You did this. Did you bring him on just to berate him as soon as we started the show?
Yes, that's exactly why he did it.
This is not the first time. We had a German guest on one time, and to intro the guest, Sam played the German national anthem from a certain time period.
I did. It's the first result on Google, by the way. But I have a lot
Google.
To say. I'm fired up this episode. We have WWDC. We got to start doing this to keep people watching. We got to tease what we're going to talk about and then not talk about it until the very end.
Do we?
We got WWDC. We got Max Weinbach. Weinbach. Who freaking cares? Mac Winefold. More like it. Thank you. We have a live studio audience today.
If I could leave,
dude, I would. You got to chill with the folding phones. I can only take so much blasphemy. I just want to start out by saying we have a lot of Apple news to talk about today, but I want to start out by directly attacking the audience. You know how they say as a creator, you're never supposed to blame the audience.
You're coming. Hang on. Sam,
I'd like to blame
Sam,
the
wait. Take a breath. You come in here so hot and so bothered.
You saw me before the show. I was chill, and then he showed me something stupid, and now I'm mad.
It's Max's fault?
Yeah, it's not mine.
By the way, I might have let this happen.
Let's make it better. It's gold, red, and blue.
What? But why?
Because it does that.
There's no way people that have a functional brain are buying those, right? It has to be people that...
Are you saying women aren't people with functional brains? That's the main demographic.
Women? What?
That's what you said it. The main demographic for these is women because they don't have full pockets. You said people don't have a functional brain if they're buying them. You said it.
I mean, he got you there, Sam. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of got you pinned.
I'm not pinned.
You're backed into a corner for sure.
During Women's History Month. Oh my God.
God.
Is it Women's History Month now?
I thought this.
My birthday was International Women's Day. Okay. I was born supporting women in this world, and you're just making fun of them.
That's why you have the flip phones, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. Gets
it. It's women.
It's for women.
I was gonna come up with a comeback, and the one person I know with a foldable is a woman. So.
Oh shit! Done. Yeah, he got you there.
He got me.
Not gonna lie.
And it's checkmate. No, I really want to start out by attacking my own audience, not the Genius Bar listeners. They're the goats. FRFR. I'm talking about my audience because I love you guys, but some of you have been pissing me off.
I have no part of this. I don't know what he's about to say.
If it's Twitter people, I agree.
It's actually YouTube people who are normally cool. Dude, the amount of comments I have seen recently, and normally I don't read the comments, but for some reason I've done it this week. The amount of comments I've seen about clickbait, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun. And listen, you can argue this one a little clickbaity. All right, we're gonna accept that one. Got a few comments, but people. Okay, let's just walk through this video frame by frame. I just have to get this off my chest because I've been real riled up. The comments have broken me.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I did not know this was playing.
And Max is gonna be the arbiter of truth here. Whatever Max says goes. If Max says that this is clickbait, then it's clickbait. If it's not, it's not.
You put that decision in very dangerous hands.
Oh, I know. He's a
before you do anything, you said new AirPods confirmed, surprise, whatever the fuck that said. Okay, the only thing that has at all come out was a new AirPods 3 serial number, whatever the hell it is, for cheap AirPods, and then AirPods Max are not on sale anymore easily. That's it. So if it's anything besides that, it's clickbait.
listen, I didn't say when they were confirmed, but Apple
Plus spring
did confirm
surprise.
in the code of Okay, listen. Let's walk through the video. Step 1, new AirPods confirmed. I said that Apple confirmed a reference to a new model of AirPods in a case. I don't understand how Apple literally referencing a model of AirPods in the code that isn't out is not confirmation that a new pair is coming at some point.
It is a clever loophole, but you have to admit that it's a tiny loophole.
I don't think it's a loophole.
I got my start.
Apple literally put in their software.
I got my start doing APK teardowns for the Android side of things. And let me just say, shit changes so often. Just because it's in doesn't mean it'll always be.
Hang on. Time out.
Okay. Fair.
Max, your video and audio and everything it was taking a horrible shit. Didn't hear not a word that you said.
God damn it. 1 sec. I know why.
Of course, now it's working.
Oh, you downloaded the League update.
This is better. Yeah, I have to download the new Valorant. I hope you know my background's not going to be blurred if I actually want to fix this. It's going to look like shit.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Is it changing?
We get to
Is
see
it just
more
not
of you,
changing?
baby.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Start whenever. What did you ask him?
And go. So you're saying that things change sometimes in software. All right. But that doesn't mean it wasn't confirmed at one point.
But it confirmed at one point doesn't mean it's confirmed now. Or when you made the video, it wasn't confirmed. It just means at some point they might have been working on it, which means they were working on it. Just because Apple prototyped something doesn't mean it's confirmed it's happening.
But it's confirmed that it exists.
But you didn't say that.
Case is closed. Second part of the video. Okay, Max agrees. That's really great, everybody. Max agrees completely. Full support. Second thing, I said there's an Apple Spring surprise coming. Now, this is literally a video in iOS 16.4 of the thing. This is the Apple Spring surprise. These have fully leaked. There are literally images of these Beats Studio Buds Plus. That's not clickbait. That's click smart, if anything. I'm making it easier for the audience to discover.
Okay, you're not wrong. The audience is dumb, and that's by technicality, because Spring Surprise generally is going to imply something along the lines of WWDC or AR glasses to most Apple fans that actually track this stuff, but you're not wrong. It's just they thought it would be something else.
Thank you. You know what? And that's how you get a click, right? That's not clickbait. That's click smart, as we're going to call it.
That's click entice.
Why does anyone care about clickbait? If someone's going to click it because of clickbait, you did a good job.
Yeah,
clickbait
we win.
Baiting and switching. I mean,
okay, here's why I'm mad.
You're not baiting and switching. It's a clickbait. It's not a clickbait and switch.
Exactly. People are. I've just seen comments like I said Apple's releasing the iPhone 15 tomorrow, and then it's like, that's not what I'm saying, bro. Because this is what frustrates me, John. Could you please switch back to the thing? If you go to my favorite YouTuber front page. Do you see what this dude does?
So WWDC announcements happen.
No.
This week.
You see where this is going? Because I, in my thumbnails, never show anything that isn't at least close to what I'm talking about. What is this UI? What is that? They didn't do an Apple event. That's not real. And by the way, he copied that video from me. iOS 17 does not have these pop-up notifications.
Did you just criticize me and then be like, well, it was actually my idea?
That's a lie. There is USB-C. You just lie. The Apple Watch is not circle. Dude,
how do you know? It's the Apple Watch Series 10. How do you know?
That's just the Google Pixel Watch, which is mid.
Beautiful.
Like everything else on your desk.
Oh, the Pixel Watch.
John Prosser has a video called Introducing Apple Watch X. Here you go. And he went into that video knowing it was a fake rumor.
Wait, Apple Watch X.
How do I know it was a fake rumor? What are you talking about?
Because you admitted it on the podcast a few weeks ago.
I didn't admit anything.
I will say, you've been in this industry long enough to know when rumors are fake.
Exactly.
Yes.
You've been in this industry long enough. Okay, this is a personal attack now. Also, Sam, I was going to be like, you know what? You know what's funny is that you get called out for clickbait, but I don't. I was going to make the point, but now that you made it, it's way less cool. It's way less cool and meaningful.
I actually love my audience, and I did change the title of one video because I was going a little too hard.
You're slightly
baity. We met in the middle, and I love you guys. I love you guys. I just wanted to air my grievance that it's gonna be okay.
Did John just imply Sam masturbates to his audience?
No, I said he's a masturbator. He's really good at clickbaiting.
Okay.
That's what I said. We should. You invited Max. You invited Max on.
This was a mistake.
You did this.
I think we have to mute out everything.
By the way,
this is a children's show.
Before you got on, because Sam was late, like always, Max said,
it was 30 seconds.
I'm going to be shilling a lot of Android stuff. Hope you're fine with that. And I said it's fine, knowing that if you were here when he said it, that we wouldn't have started yet. There'd be a war ongoing.
Yeah, you're right.
So I sort of let this happen.
That was just, I wanted to get that off my chest. I feel better. I'll take
good?
the criticism. I take the criticism, and I also am glad we kind of met in the middle, and we both see where we're coming from. And, that you could call me Muhammad Gandhi, because I feel like we just solved world peace.
You're going to have half the world coming at you for that one.
Which one? The Android?
The good half or the bad half?
The Muhammad Gandhi.
Wasn't he a good guy?
No. I posted a picture once of Gandhi saying, fuck bitches, get money on Twitter, and people were tagging the Prime Minister of India trying to get me canceled.
Well,
and it didn't work?
No.
That didn't work?
I didn't say anything bad. I said you could call me that because we solved... Anyway, let's move on. And clearly this show's not going anywhere. I got to keep it on the rails. All right,
also,
WWDC.
We didn't introduce Max. We didn't... Nothing. You just came in here showing your whole asshole right away. Just
everybody knows,
going way too hard at the audience.
Everybody knows Max. All right, Max
Weinbach, professional leaker, writer, nerd,
mostly nerd,
and caffeine addict.
This is true, and I work for 9 to 5 Mac and Google, both, not one.
Wait, you work for 9 to 5 Mac and also the company Google?
No, 9 to 5 Google.
Okay.
Just
saying.
All right.
Like conflict of interest.
Maybe you've been in this industry long enough that there's something else going on for you not to realize these things.
John, I think John's having some issues. He never wants to do the show anymore.
That's not even true. You are lying. You just come on here and you lie to Max. You lie to these people.
Stop the fold.
Which one is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Magic VS.
How many of those are charged? Like, I don't understand. He sent us a picture of his desk where there's like 18 phones in front of him.
I think he can't move. The OnePlus 11's about to die. It'll be charged in like 10 minutes though, so I don't really care.
But Max, like, where do you fit all of this shit? Like, I was just thinking about you the other day.
In a dorm room.
It's funny. It's funny that Sam has you on this week or invited you on because I was just thinking about you. I can't figure out how you like exist as a functioning adult person because I never know when you're sleeping. You're always online. You're always tweeting. You're never not tweeting. And you're surrounded by technology that is always charged. You're always in group chats. Like your brain puts up with way too much shit. I can't do a fraction of that on a daily basis. And so if it's just caffeine, that's fine. But if it's cocaine, we should talk.
Do you want to know the honest answer?
Dealer?
I'm looking for a plug.
Well, I got that down.
Go ahead.
Remember
of course you do.
First off, the answer is I'm psychotic. Second answer is, do you remember Escobar?
Yes.
The Escobar phones? Yeah. Yes. I'm friendly with those guys. Or was.
You would be. You would be.
I wanted the phone. They asked me if I would review it. I said, I'm not promising anything. And then the guy started telling me about Elon Musk on his private jet. So.
Wow. Wow. That's Max Weinbach, everybody. Guys, can we get to the Apple news? I feel like this show has been all about you guys. I think it's my turn to talk.
Okay. What would you like to talk about, Sam, since we have taken everything away from you?
I would like to talk about WWDC. We have an Apple event.
Yay! WWDC is officially announced. Do you have
Max? I'm not seeing enough excitement, buddy. I'm not seeing enough excitement for the VR headset. Look at it! Look at it!
Okay, so invites dropped. What?
Dude, I am so excited.
Sam and I were in.
AR headset?
What is happening? Oh God!
Are those the Unreal Air?
Yes. No,
Sam just clickbaited with those yesterday.
Yeah. You're right. What was the Apple glass?
Mine are up in the studio.
Nice.
Is there Nreal something? I don't think these are the Air.
I think those are the Go. Like the...
Yeah. These are the first ones they sold. The Air were the second ones.
Yeah.
So the invites, funny enough, Sam and I were in a bit of a meeting when these dropped, it was really weird timing because in said meeting, we were referencing WWDC for reasons, and right as we were talking about it, for certain important announcements forthcoming, they fucking announced Dub during our call. And so here we are. The invites are out. It's June 5th through the 9th, which we kind of knew. That's how it is every year.
It's usually the first
Monday. Yeah.
Dude, look at the invite. Why is nobody talking about that? It's literally...
Well, everyone is talking about it.
What do you think that is? What do you think those are? I have a better idea than you probably.
You got a better... Mr. The folding phone guy's got big ideas. Okay, all right.
Well, here's the thing. I bet
the VR headset's gonna fold. Holy shit, guys. Did you know that the VR headset's gonna fold? I'm gonna buy it.
Did you go to NWC? No, you didn't get drunk in Barcelona with executives. I did. So...
So what are you saying? What is it, Max? What's the invite?
I think it's the lens optics. That lens optics. Yes, that's the different light going through it.
That's what I've said.
Have you ever seen micro LED folded lens optics? No, you haven't, because it doesn't exist and it's barely going to exist. Also, it's not ready for prime time, so I have no idea what the fuck these things are going to look like.
They're going to look like ski goggles. We've seen the images.
No, you've seen maybe leaked images.
Everybody's describing them as ski goggles, and that's what the leaked images looks like.
All I'm going to say is if it looks like that, those are going to suck.
Why? Because it doesn't look like the Nreal
Dude,
Air?
you're such a hater. Give it a chance.
Have you felt any sort of VR headset on your head? Have you either of you
this
used
motherfucker
any of the three
get this guy
ones?
off. He doesn't watch Genius Bar. Get him out of here.
You're
Security.
right. I don't watch any podcast.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Never mind.
That's worse.
I take my button back.
You don't watch Waveform by Mark Ass Brownlee?
No, I just get people tagging me when they mention G Fuel.
Listen, Max. John, you know what? You're right. I'm being too harsh. We're going to do a quick reset. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Genius Bar.
Wow.
I'm your friendly host, Sam Cole. Today, we're joined by asshole aficionado, Max Weinbach.
This is true. I take the name. Take the title.
Max, John. Okay, so let's catch you up to speed. John and I began our committed relationship about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then things got a little bit serious after a while. You know, we decided to take it a step further. Go to the moon and back for a landing, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
And once we, felt the exhilarating feel of going through space and time.
You're talking about when we were using VR?
Yeah, I was trying to connect it to VR somehow. It was really hard.
Yeah.
That was getting into a different...
I'm going to just save you now.
Yeah, VR is sick. I love we both have the MetaQuest 2. We both tried the MetaQuest Pro, which apparently is not selling well.
No, that's not selling well at all. They also don't make a profit on those. They sell them... So the Quest Pro they tried to sell for a profit did not sell now. I think they're selling at either a loss or at cost. But the Quest 2, they were selling at a loss, and I think still are.
The Quest 2 is decent, right?
I think it's amazing for what it is. For a standalone device, it is relatively affordable. I think it's amazing. But if anything, like Sam and I would shit on VR during Genius Bar. Anytime the topic came up, anytime we talked about this AR VR headset from Apple, we're like, oh, I hope they tell us why we should care because I don't get it. We're making fun of it. The typical haven't used this, going to make fun of it thing. And then we started using the Quest a lot. And just like the potential of, especially if Apple's going to charge a new price leak today, like over $4,000. Dude.
So
and weren't they going to sell this at cost too?
Yeah.
Or near cost?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the fun thing. I have to ask both of you this. You both have Quest 2s. How often do you use it?
I'd say once every
It has dwindled.
Once every 2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. Why are you spending $500 on something you use, I don't know, 20 times, less than 20, 13, 15 times a year? You're not going to. It doesn't make sense. Even at $4,000. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
You're going to use it more. You're going to use it more when Apple figures it out. You're
I don't
basing
think so,
reality
because
off
it's
of
not-
the current market.
I'm not. I'm basing reality on what I perceive there to be. First off, I own a Quest Pro. I like that. That's the best on the market right now. I think it's better.
You're
it's
insane.
I tried the Vive. Out at MWC, and I think the Quest. So the Vive was interesting. They used full RGB pass-through through a sensor, and it was really good. The pass-through was much better, but I think the headset from the Quest was more.
Is
that
comfortable with
you?
a better
Sorry,
ecosystem.
what is
someone
going
getting
on? Is there
murdered?
are you hiding a child?
My roommates are watching hockey.
Oh, they would. He's
I was
got
actually
folding
just
phones and
I
his
was in a
roommates
Roman
watch
Civ
hockey.
class today. I was in a Roman Civ class today, and we were being told about a emperor who would have senators over and for dinner, would lock them in a room with no windows, and then next door would be torturing people. And all these people they'd be in pitch black. There's
That's
no
what Sam
electricity,
does.
no light. And they would only hear screaming while they ate their dinner.
Yeah,
That's what this is to you.
Yeah, I do feel like I'd like to be executed. That's what I had to listen to.
Yeah.
So, Max, I'm going to take a hard stance disagreeing with you. Using something 20, 30 times a year for the enjoyment, I've absolutely gotten $400 of enjoyment out of the headset since I've used it. John,
Oh,
what do
I'm
you
not
think?
saying
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't.
absolutely.
I've
think-
gotten $1,000 of enjoyment out of my Quest Pro. I don't disagree there. But what I'm saying
Friendship is
you're not gonna get
priceless, Max Weinbach.
4,000. You're not going to get $4,000 worth.
You
of
don't
enjoyment.
know. You don't know what I'm willing to give Apple for nothing.
I just think that I think we don't get it yet because Apple hasn't redefined the market. Anytime Apple enters a new area, I mean, we saw this with AirPods. No one was doing truly wireless, and Apple redefined
That's not
the market.
true.
Oh.
Have you seen? Okay, first off, you're wrong with that. Did you see the Galaxy Buds
He's
Icon
pointing
X?
at you.
It was the Galaxy Icon X. Galaxy Icon X came out beforehand, 3 months beforehand, fully
How do you-
wireless,
how
4
and
gigabytes
why
of
do you
And
know
nobody used it
You're a
because it wasn't
nerd.
reliable
You're
or
a
good.
Let me tell you
nerd.
what there was in it.
Max
I own
Weinbach
them.
is a
They
nerd.
had
Pass
4
it on.
gigabytes of onboard storage in each ear. You could get 1,000 songs in the earbud without a phone. They connect.
How do you know
They had a
this?
heart rate monitor in them, and they had a pedometer. It is everything the new AirPods are rumored to have on the Pro models, but it happened in 2017.
And how many people use them, Max?
No one. They stopped
Exactly.
using it. They put the heart rate monitor
Because when
28.
Apple redefines the market, people pay attention, and there become these new use cases that people didn't know, my brother, in Christ.
But these use cases exist. They exist.
But that doesn't mean they're relevant. Apple's the only relevant tech brand in the
arguing
world,
relevant.
bro.
That's not true.
All right, maybe
Microsoft
Tesla.
and OpenAI prove that one wrong. Google proves that wrong on a yearly basis. Amazon.
Have you met Siri?
Yeah, have you met my
You
girl?
mean that piece of shit?
No, seriously,
It's a
man,
piece
we
of
can all
shit.
agree.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think we all agree there.
You know what? There was a great one though. It was Viv. Viv was what Samsung purchased it and implemented into Bixby, but that was created by.
What
the
are
founders
you
of
saying?
Siri, and
Where
that was
is it
fantastic.
coming from? How do you know this information?
I read it in a newspaper a few years ago.
A few years ago, exactly. How the fuck do you know? I don't even
What is your
remember.
age? What is your age?
I am 22.
Dude, I napped today. Don't remember anything from before my nap. The whole first half
My
of the day is
memory
gone.
is
And you
scary.
know all this shit.
Yeah, that's
John, I remember the first time we talked on what podcast it was. I remember the drunk FaceTime I had with Sam earlier, like a few months ago with you and Luke.
I do remember that. That was when I was in LA in November.
Oh.
We were walking home from a bar.
Yep.
I will say, Max, what's your GPA?
What?
So 3.2.
I feel like that doesn't match the level of memory. Are you not
I feel like it
applying yourself
doesn't
in
max
school?
him.
No, I don't try at all. I don't pay attention during classes, and I'm not bragging about this. It's just kind of what it is. I do so much other things that usually during class I'm researching one new tech or something else. I don't really pay attention, and I still end up getting like 80s and 90s on most tests. I can write an 10-page paper in like 2 or 3 hours on a topic I don't know with a little bit of research. I don't apply myself
Yeah, why don't you apply yourself, man?
because I have other things I'm interested in.
You know,
I'd
that's
rather
my
learn about
problem.
The Whoop band. I'd rather learn about the Whoop band and everything that makes this tick than how to run financial models. I can learn financial models in 5 minutes and run it, but this is more interesting to me.
Fair enough, King. Pop off.
You know, that's why I don't participate on the podcast so much. I haven't applied myself.
Am I the only one that applies myself in everything I do?
Yeah, you applied
Literally,
yourself as soon
I
as we
have
started.
never-
I half-ass everything, but half-ass for me is like 10 times what a lot of people do. So
I can't get your take, Max. Are you a fan of virtual reality? Like, what do you see it being the future? You know, what's your vibe on VR?
I think AR is the future, and I stood by this one. I don't think VR is. I think AR with like tinted, you could use like an electrochromic lens on there to kill out the tint. The tinted so you can't see through it, and use that as a form of doing it. But I think AR is the future, and I think that's why we're seeing LiDAR everywhere. There's a company that's been reaching out to me that does piezoelectric lens and autofocus tech, which can autofocus a camera in 1 millisecond or less, which is effectively instantaneous, which is really good for that sort of real-time AR, VR. And actually, they messaged me earlier. The Mizu 20 Infinity that launched today uses that in their selfie camera, so I want to try that just to try out the autofocus. But in terms of actually looking around at the world and having everything recognized in real time, that's why Apple's been building this stuff into iOS for years. It's all around AR. VR is just a step in that direction.
Yeah, I think we all agree there.
The first thing for VR or for AR that I want to do is build a rating system for people out of 5 stars. So if I'm just a stranger and I'm walking down and I look to my right and I see Sam, I see these 1 star, so do not engage.
That would require one of 2 things. And this is what I think is
Of course you're going to give us a list.
A facial recognition database or universal UIDD. Is that what Apple calls it? UI.
Will you help us build it?
UUID. It's UUID. With ultra-wideband connectivity between devices, so you know how far someone is, and you can use that generic, unique profile to say, hey, this UUID is ranked 5 stars out of 250 people, and they are this close. Let's go put it right above their head.
You're saying that there's going to be the foundational technology in iOS to essentially establish what we want.
Have you heard of the rumors and leaks from a lot of engineers about AirTags being used for pinpointing with ultra-wideband, like positional awareness for AR and VR glasses?
I have not.
That's amazing.
Share this theory.
So this is a theory that I've heard from a lot of engineers. The point of AirTags was to get ultra-wideband tiles around. And because ultra-wideband, if you don't know what it is, it runs at about 8.25 gigahertz. And it can get you, I had a call with NXP about this a few years ago, positional awareness down to about 10 centimeters and directional. So your AirTag knows it's 10 feet away from you to the left up to the centimeter. So when you throw those everywhere, let's say you have it on your keys on your desk, with a combination between ultra-wideband for positional awareness, AR with object recognition, it knows, hey, the AirTags look like they're on a desk that's about 10 meters away. We can estimate what's around you. So as you start adding things like that up, you get more accurate depth data outside of LiDAR, outside of object recognition, into actual physical, hey, this is 10 or 9.82 meters away. And then that can create a better 3D map around you based on physical location data and AI and mapping and sensors.
That is best case scenario for AirTags to me.
See, now that's a video that I would title AirTag Insane Hidden Feature.
Confirmed.
See, you know what you should do? You should use this clip in a video and have me explain it and then make a video on it.
But it's just Max. You don't actually say anything.
It's just me. No.
Just
People
use
want
the
to see
clip.
me over you anyway.
I agree. I want to see you over me every day. You know? And anyway, we were talking about VR.
Okay, so here's the bad news. Today, actually, I think it was today. No?
I know what you're gonna say, and you're wrong.
Yesterday?
No, it was today. I'm just the headline is wrong.
Okay, today, news came out. Keep in mind, Dub.
Let me pull it up.
We've been talking about this for months. That it's going to be the AR VR headset. Mark Gurman, the little Hobbit man for Bloomberg, he said that it's definitely coming, definitely happening at WWDC. And then we get this invite where we're like, oh, that looks like the lenses. That looks like the curvature of this headset. Well, Kuoming Chi comes out today saying, actually, delayed again. Saying that, it's been translated. Okay, so his tweet says, because Apple isn't very optimistic about the AR/MR headset announcement recreating the astounding iPhone moment, the mass production schedule for assembly has been pushed back by another 1 to 2 months to mid to late Q3 of 23. So now we're not looking at an announcement at WW if this is right.
Can I give you guys a theory?
Yep.
So he said mass production. I expect mass production. I think they're going to announce it in limited quantities for developers at WWDC, maybe 1,000, 2,000 units. That's not mass production by any means for Apple. That, as he said, they're 200 to 300,000 units. And I think the reason that you're seeing the price increase there is because they lowered it from 500,000 units to 200 to 300,000. That's going to increase the price probably about 15% per unit due to less volume.
It just seems like it seems like we're kind of down to the wire to be making these choices.
Here's what I think.
I don't think so. Apple basically runs their supply chain. They can make these choices down to the day beforehand, and they might burn some money, but it's going to be cheaper for them than producing things that don't work.
Yeah, but this isn't just another update to an existing product. This is a whole new thing that you would hope that they were ready for.
That means it's even more important. The first Apple Watch, if it was really as bad as it was, which it wasn't, it was fine. It wasn't great, it was fine. If it was really as bad as people made it seem to be, it would have never taken off. Apple can't afford a failure. Google couldn't afford a failure with Bard either. We're seeing so many important companies and startups do really, really well with some of this tech that if Apple loses market share in one of these industries, they might not be able to come back, especially if it's a new one. And with VR and AR, when you already have platforms like Oculus that have brand recognition.
I mean, so I think your theory is pretty good. My opinion is this. First of all, I just want to take a second to go back to the invite. This invite, whether you want to call me a fanboy or call me clickbait or call me getting too excited, all right, this invite confirms that Apple is bringing the headset. All right. No one will convince me otherwise that this invite is not a direct tease of the lens of the headset or some part of it. It's not just a normal rainbow that is literally, that even could look like the cornea of an eye. Like if you look at a diagram of an eye, it looks somewhat reminiscent of that. All right. There is just
that looks
no
like the
doubt.
lenses in the human eye. Yeah.
Like there is just no doubt in my mind this is what it is. And it just kills me on Twitter. People are like, that doesn't mean anything, bro.
And it's like, this is what people say.
You know what that looks like?
It does. What does it look like?
You know the arcs behind the Steve Jobs Theater or whatever the outside thing? It looks like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like the arch. A lot of people pointed that out, right? Obviously, I'm aware of that. I knew that when I saw it, but that's not what it is. Okay, it is so clearly part of the headset.
Maybe we'll see a dev, not actual hardware, but like a virtual dev kit using LiDAR on an iPhone or an iPad, with like an emulator on that. Like you can connect it up to Xcode and
that would be terrible. Why would they? Why would
no on an iPhone?
It's. I mean, they're
not ready for hardware. If they're not ready for a hardware launch outside,
then don't say anything at all.
But Apple doesn't want that because if it were to launch in September, you need developer support.
They're not gonna rig some shit up like that.
So
you
my opinion
say
is
that now, but you've never seen Apple crunch for something like this.
That'd be like them putting an iPod on a strap and being like, "This is I."
They added LiDAR to the iPad Pro before it was useful. It was there for months before. Apple added LiDAR to an iPad Pro before it was useful. It was there for months, if not years, before it became in any way relevant. And I would argue LiDAR still isn't relevant on an iPhone. When you look at an iPhone 14 Pro and an iPhone 14, the iPhone 13 Pro and an iPhone 14, same camera sensors. The picture difference is negligible. It's the same chip, the same camera sensors. The one has LiDAR and one doesn't. The camera's the same. It's not doing anything outside of AR, and even then, what apps? 5 apps use it. Shopify showed off some demo sometime. You can 3D scan your friend's face. Ooh, use the Face ID camera. It's not doing anything.
I agree. I haven't seen a compelling use for LiDAR, but I think the headset's coming.
Okay,
right?
so that's
I'm going against.
I'm expecting dev kits.
I am going against. What I'm saying is I'm going against Guo Minxi. That I do not think that this is going to. I think that this.
He didn't say it wasn't coming. He said that they're delaying mass production.
No. He literally says, "quote This delay adds uncertainty to whether the new device will appear at WWDC 2023."
Adds uncertainty. He didn't say it didn't. It's just saying people think it might not. He didn't say he thinks it won't.
I feel like
uncertainty is generally
speaking from his perspective.
I feel like
Well, that is also translation with English in there, so it's probably from his perspective.
So the other thing is like. The thing that Guo just said is the same thing that he's been saying for months. only Gurman is the one that pushed for this. Oh, it's ready now, coming to WWDC. Quo
three independent sources have said dub. New York Times, Financial Times.
The point of what I'm saying is
reported June.
Quo has been saying the end of the year was when shipments were going to happen. That's why on Genius Bar and on our separate channels, we've been talking about how there's a chance we get an announcement at WWDC, but it doesn't ship till later in the year. Yeah, so this just kind of puts us back there.
That nothing's changed.
But
I can say maybe shipping October. I'm assuming we'll see M3 Max in October. Maybe we'll see something those ship at the same time.
And another thing to consider is Quo's not very good with timelines. Like he's really great with product development, but he is more often than not off when it comes to timelines. Whereas Gurman usually has the timelines down pretty well. But also Gurman literally last week was like,
I saw the iOS thing there, yeah.
Dude, fuck this man. He was like, okay, hey, just letting you know, all the effort is going towards the OS for the headset. So we're just doing like refinements for iOS and Mac OS, just cleaning some stuff up, no big feature changes. Now he comes out last week or something, a week after he was like, hey guys, there's not much happening, saying that many significant user requested features are coming.
I have another theory.
What is the theory, Max Weinbach?
We got a conspiracy guy on the pod.
You really do, but it's also pretty right. Do you know the features live text, OCR in real time, and on the wallpaper being able to do real-time transfer of people's faces on top of camera, so that's real-time depth perception and cutouts. I think those are Apple reality features that they ported over to iOS. So I think these features that he's talking about are Apple reality features that they brought to iOS as well.
But those aren't.
Because that's what I'm
help with user requested features.
His definition of user requested features and Apple's definition of user requested features is different. That's all subjective. But what we've seen in the past is Apple has, in all likelihood, developed tech, even spatial audio. Apple's developed tech that is useful for AR and VR, and then brought it to the consumer in a different way. I'm expecting the same thing here. That way, it's both true that they've been working on AR and VR and putting focus into that, and we're getting new features. And that makes a lot of sense to me.
Low-key, he be spitting, even though he be a toxic Android fanboy.
Hey, you can argue a lot of things, but what I will argue until the day I die is that I am mostly impartial.
That is inaccurate, sir.
He does work for 9 to 5 Mac and 9 to 5 Google.
Is that what
he doesn't
does
work
it?
for just one. That's kind of
I do carry an iPhone and an Android phone, usually 2 Android phones.
Wow.
This thing is so good. It has Leica lenses. Literally, Leica made the lenses for this design. The pictures of this are amazing. It has a 1-inch sensor.
Nobody cares.
The back is made of ceramic.
Not a single soul.
The screen is brighter than most other Android phones. 15-inch.
No, it's brighter.
iPhone.
There's more
than most
light.
Android phones.
They invented
it's 15.
light.
No, the iPhone's brighter. The iPhone's brighter. I'll give it that.
I
will say this does go 1-for-1 with the iPhone.
I think the Android wins on camera this year. If we're talking about photos,
it's if you pick out niche Android cameras and separate it from selfie, ultra-wide telephoto, and main sensors, Android would always win. You can say some phone always has a better main sensor than the iPhone. Some phone always has a better telephoto. Some phone always has a better selfie. This is the first phone, I think, outside of selfie, goes head-to-head in every category. But I think the iPhone still has a better selfie camera. I think it's more reliable. But if I'm going for rear cameras, I think it's this. I think the iPhone's still king of selfies. This is a better rear camera. Apple's rear camera just does not match.
Even with video? Because that's where things start to fall apart most of the time.
That's a hard topic because
there you go.
This does all of the same features. It's theoretically more powerful. You can theoretically get the max bitrate out of it, but you have to go into like pro settings. It's built into the camera app and do it. So you have to know what you're doing. You still get Dolby Vision out of it. You still get the better sensor. You still get HDR. You can get even log video out of this thing, like straight log. It can do video better. But you have to know how to change it. Most users buying this will know how to change it. But your brother down the street, 50-50.
That dude doesn't know how to read.
That's where you get into the 50-50. But
I don't know how to
Xiaomi's
read.
positioning this phone with Leica optics and Leica tuning, there's no normal mode. It's Leica Authentic or Leica Vibrant. That's it. So when you're getting into those very scenic images, the very stylized images with you need to know how to use this gets into I'm using Apple's word here. This gets into the pro category more than the iPhone Pro does. And you cannot argue with that because I think that's the best way of putting it. You can't argue with it, but I'll just say you're wrong.
Well, I also can't argue because I don't have one, and that's what you've pigeonholed me.
Yeah.
Do you want one of these?
What is that? What the fuck?
This is the cheaper version of it. This is 1,300. This is 1,000.
Did they send it to you, or do you just buy garbage?
They sent me both. I'm friendly with a lot of their PR people, and I really like their phones. I have a scooter from them over there. I love it.
Did you say a scooter?
I'm going to buy a phone from a company that makes scooters, my guy.
Oh my God.
They also make toothbrushes.
What?
Look at this zoom. Look at this camera. This is like do you have a camera person?
No, this is the Insta360 Link.
What the?
I have a scooter from them. This is also really heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 pounds.
It looks...
Damn,
I like
look at how
it a lot.
strong he is. Damn, look at those muscles. Okay, shawty.
Look at that camera following.
Dude, this is like...
Dude,
Max lives
in the future over
fever dream.
Here.
No, it's just like a fever dream watching that feed. There's like water torture happening next door. He's got like camera scooters, and then his camera's just like...
Okay, Max Weinbach, savior of the universe. Dub is happening. The keynote is happening on the 5th. What are we getting? Give me a list.
iOS 16.
And
that's already out.
17.
Try again.
Holy fuck.
If you get the full list right.
Not a great start.
If you get the full list right, remind me. I'll give you the sponsorship revenue from this episode, from all the sponsors.
This episode is ad-free, everybody.
Okay. Let's go iOS 17. We're going to see Mac OS 13? 14. 14.
I think 14. I can check.
I'm going to call it weed because they always make weed jokes during that section.
Yeah, it'll be 14.
They do. I think we're going to see a new TV OS.
Yeah.
Normally we get, like, they didn't mention it last year and there weren't that many improvements, but I think they're going to merge the TV OS and the HomePod OS into like one section. And I think those product lines are going to be kind of merged into one whole HomeKit thing because that's effectively what it is. Also, this is just a theory. I think in the next couple of years, especially with a lot of security concerns, we're going to see Apple bring back something similar to the airport with storage built in, specifically for storing your home video. And it's also going to work for like phone backups. Maybe like a 2-3 terabyte option. You throw an M.2 into there. Apple would sell their own thing. I think we'll see something like that. Because I think edge computing is getting a lot better where you can get like little maybe a Matter and Thread border router that could also store your video and your iCloud backups over your home Wi-Fi that can have up to like 5 terabytes of storage and its own processor to process a lot of this stuff. This is a big tangent, but I think we're going to see that in the future. But, you know, HomeKit, HomePod OS, WatchOS 10. Okay. I think we're going to see a Reality OS dev kit or dev software, emulators built in, and then
you don't think we're seeing
hardware.
You don't think we're seeing a unit?
I think we're going to see dev kits. I don't think it's going to be representative of the final unit. I mean, look at the DTK for.
Are you just trying to ruin my night, or?
I see what you're saying.
This is the only thing that I want. I only want the headset.
I don't think so. At $4,000, we're not going to be seeing those actual units launched. Even if you look at Apple Silicon as a benchmark for that, because that was the last big thing that they had.
Maybe not seeing it launched, but like they did for the Mac Pro. Like we got to see an actual unit.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
We got to see an actual unit, but they gave us no details. I think they're going to give us a dev kit, which is going to be torn down, literally processor, cameras, LiDAR, lenses, period. No fancy design. Maybe have it hardwired only. I think we're going to see that, and then maybe an image of the actual unit. But I think we're getting dev kit, crappy looking piece of plastic first.
Oh, dude, they can't. The first time we see it cannot be like that. It can't. Like I said earlier, that'd be like being like, we're working on an Apple Watch right now. We got an iPod Touch with a fucking shoestring attached to it.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think we are going to see. I think it is going to be a 1-to-1 of how the Apple Watch was unveiled. It is going to be at the end of the event. All the iOS and stuff is announced.
You think this is a one more thing?
Oh, not even a question. One more thing.
They can't do another one more thing. They've been memed so hard for that.
No, they're going to 100%. That's their thing. They're going to do one more thing.
Okay.
They're going to say.
When was the last time they did one more thing?
Apple Silicon.
Apple Silicon. Yep, that's what I was going to say.
It wasn't Apple Silicon. It was iPhone X.
The literal event was called One More Thing.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah, but that's not a one more thing. The iPhone X was the actual one more thing.
Yeah, that was the actual most recent piece of hardware.
They haven't done a one more thing after that.
I think this is worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
that was only
what else would have
7 years ago.
But what has come out since then?
That means they're due, Max Weinbach. That means they're due.
Yeah.
Apple Silicon could have done it.
It's happy. Anyway, it's going to be one more thing. Not changing my mind. And they're going to give us a full overview of the thing in the platform. And then they're going to say, hey, we have potentially dev kits for developers. And they're going to say there's more details coming, but we wanted to show people and get people on board. I mean, Guo literally spelled it out. He said, we're worried that developer support isn't going to be there to make this successful. And I think that's why Apple chose the dev conference ultimately to unveil it. They want to get people excited, and absolutely there might be a different dev kit that developers can handle, but they are going to show us what it is. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a Mac Pro situation where media gets to go hands-on with it, but I think it's going to be like the Apple Watch, where there might be a unit that they can take pictures of, but they can't really touch, that's got like a software loop on it that's going to show us what it is. We're going to get to see what it is.
You might hate me, but I know the only thing that might make this relatively successful at launch with devs.
Go ahead.
Did you know Oculus Quest 2 and Oculus Quest Pro run Android?
Yeah.
Did you know the controllers run Android?
I mean, they would have to, right?
Sure.
Think about an Android compatibility layer between Quest APKs, which are the Android package units, and iOS. So you'd basically be sideloading an Android app to an Apple product.
No. Bro, this is where your whole character falls apart. You don't know Apple like we know Apple, bro.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I don't have to. I know the rest of the industry.
And I'm not arguing that. You're incredibly knowledgeable about the rest of the industry, but I don't think you have the same pulse about Apple that you have as some of your Android counterparts.
Which makes you impartial.
Okay? I know Apple would never do it. I know Apple would never do that. I think that'd be cool. I would get developer support on immediately, but the base platforms do not work the same way. Apple could not build a compatibility layer based on the Unix Darwin kernel versus Linux Android kernel basics. That couldn't work. You would need a Java and Kotlin compatibility layer in between that and C and Python and whatever the fuck Apple uses for code languages. I know that wouldn't work, but it would be super cool to make it work at like a package level in the Oculus Design Studio, where you could build it with something like, what's it called? Flutter.
He's running out of buzzwords. There we go. We got the last buzzword, everybody. See, this is why I kind of hate Android users. Because they just talk and yell things, and it's like...
Don't get me started on RCS, by the way. I spoke to the SVP at Google in charge of all this stuff.
What are your thoughts on RCS?
I think Apple is being selfish by not adding the bare minimum of support.
I agree with that.
That's straight up it. Because if you look at RCS as a standard, the reason Google pushes it so much is RCS for business. They want to have licensing in there. I think the reason they're pushing that too is you can't hit critical mass to make it worth supporting as a company without iOS users, especially in the US where RCS is dominant. Which means the only way to get that is with RCS. And I think they want to push Apple to do it, but I think Apple's not going to do it because they want to run the RCS, the iMessage business platform. At the same time, Apple could support RCS with just end-to-end encryption and group chats, or photos even if they want to, without having RCS for business. Apple's being selfish by not taking the bare minimum and working with Google on their Signal protocol on there to get all of the things they preach. Apple preaches security, but they're not doing it. And look, Google said this, and I agree with them on this. I knew a lot of it was just like marketing, whatever, but that is the one thing they said. Apple could do the bare minimum, and they don't. And the reason they're not doing it is because they're stubborn and don't care about users. They care about presenting an image of security, not actually providing it.
Well, that's because to them, security and control are interchangeable terms for them. Like, as long as Apple controls it, they consider it secure. And if they give up that control...
But that's not true.
What do you mean?
That's objectively false.
How is that objectively false?
If Apple controls something, that does not make it secure.
No, I'm not. No, time out. Max Weinbach, you hold up. I didn't say that's true. I didn't say that's what it is. I said
You said
for
that
them.
they view them as interchangeable.
For them. Not me. I don't fall for the rules.
They know that's not true.
What?
They know that's not true.
But to them,
Mac OS.
That's how they pull the wool
They
over
control
our
Mac OS,
eyes.
but they still allow sideloading. That is true when they can get away to explaining that to the old fucks that run the country. Why did you leave Twitter then come back?
Because he was trying to be edgy.
I had high hopes, but then I really regret coming back. It's added nothing to my life, and I don't use it. So
it's really bad. I use it probably 50% less than I used to, and I was the number one Twitter user on the planet.
You were the number one.
The thing, Twitter hasn't become worse for me.
Yeah, you would say that.
I was talking to a lot of people at MWC about this.
It
hasn't changed for me. I've gotten no significant decrease.
Wild.
So you don't think?
I would argue it's been better since.
You don't think it would be an issue that they introduce a For You page that is the default tab that shows up on Twitter, and then conveniently be like, oh yeah, to be here you got to pay? You think that's
or
fine?
You have to follow that person. It's pay or you follow them.
Yeah.
But
and yes, I think that's fine.
How is that fine?
Oh my god, that's insane.
Why do I think that's fine? Because my For You page doesn't need to be verified people. I have a following page if I want just the people I see. The For You page is algorithmic content.
But you see what they're doing. They're moving. 6 months from now, that following page is going away. I'm calling it now.
I don't know.
Even if it doesn't, that's For You is still the default way to use it. And most average users are just going to fucking open the app, and that's the first thing they see. They don't think, oh, let me go check my phone.
No, but I'm saying if everyone is paying for Twitter and they are only promoting tweets that people pay for, you're effectively looking at ads everywhere.
Yeah, that's not true.
I mean,
if you are paying for promoted content and the algorithm is only promoting content that people paid for, that is an ad.
Define promoted content here. Wait.
I think you're trying to live clickbait us.
Oh no!
You have to pay.
Let's say I pay for Twitter. I pay Twitter Blue, right?
Okay, I used to, and then I stopped. Yeah, you're gonna be promoted. I am not gonna be promoted because I do not pay for Twitter Blue.
But you'll be promoted to people that follow you still. You're not losing out on reach to your followers. You're just not going to be thrown to other people.
But that's not what it is anymore. That
means you're never going to grow.
Yes, it is. No. Elon Musk said about a day later that you'll still see people you follow on the viewer page.
Yes, but do you see how you will? It's going to.
Let's say I retweet you. People will still see that. Let's say I like one of your posts. People will still see that.
You're
even
still
if they follow
fundamentally changing how the platform works.
Yes, it's not the same.
You can't excuse it because Max can retweet you. That doesn't make any sense.
And because you pay $8.
I don't care about the fundamental changes to how the platform works. That's the evolution of the platform. If you don't like it, don't use the platform. I kind of get that point of it now. Elon Musk had a hissy fit and decided to buy it. Now we're dealing with it. Oh well.
Not oh well. No. That's something I totally respect. That's what I say about every platform that makes, like, Apple Tax is a good example. We're on the show. I will still say that's still their right to do. It's a little fucky, but it's still their right to do.
What, 15 to 30%?
Yeah. I think that's totally fair. For any changes to happen under Elon Musk, that's well within his right. That's fine to do. It still doesn't make me. It's like my favorite son that, man, for years I watched him grow up and was so happy that he was my son, and then he fucking murdered my wife, dude. It's like, I really liked you, and now you're just a horrible human. And sure, evolution of the human, this was going to happen anyway, but it doesn't make me hate him any less for what he did.
Yeah.
Twitter was
Do you still respect your son for being around in that theoretical?
No, I don't respect my fucking son.
He killed my wife.
He killed my wife. No, I don't respect my son.
I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I don't really tweet from my personal account anymore because there's literally no point.
Are you going to pay for Twitter Blue when they take the check mark away next week?
No.
You want to know why I've been paying for Twitter Blue, though? It's not because of the check mark. I still have my old, may or may not be notable check mark.
Mm-hmm.
I pay for it because I want longer videos and to edit tweets and longer tweets. That is where the value comes to it for me.
Oh, that's the only value it has.
Yeah, I've missed that.
Exactly.
But
the fact that
Why do you not pay for it anymore, Sam? Do you pay for it out of like spite, out of protest for Elon Musk? Something you don't pay for it?
I stopped paying for it because Twitter is no longer credible. Like everyone has a check mark now. You literally don't know who anyone is. You can literally start an account with 0 followers.
You know who I am, right?
Yeah, but we followed you before any of that happened.
Sure, but if I create a new account, if I create a new account and you saw the content I was posting and mine got deleted, would you know that was me or someone else? And from the content I posted, would you want to follow me? Probably. That doesn't change. Who cares if there's a check mark or not?
What do you talking
I didn't have
about?
a check mark for years. John, you knew me before I had a check mark. That didn't change you following me.
No, but I don't know, what point are you making?
Yeah, what is the point here?
My point is, being able to pay for a check mark does not change the content that is on there. All it means is that there's a little blue icon next to someone's name.
No,
they're worthless or useful.
It changes how the content is viewed and what can be viewed and when it can be viewed.
Yeah, it's fundamentally changed. The feedback loop is no longer the most credible voices get the loudest reach. It's the richest people get the loudest reach.
No, it's not the most richest. You can't pay extra to be promoted. It's $8 across the board, period.
Nah, bro. Have you seen the bullshit of the Twitter organizations? Like 9 to 5 Mac is paying $1,000 a month to get their gold check mark. You say no comment?
He said,
yeah.
It looked like he mouthed the words, no, they're not.
No.
Listen, yeah. I got invited to the beta for Apple Track, and I was genuinely thinking about it, and then I was like, wait, $1,000 for a gold check mark? Like, what? Why? I would rather have Apple Track. Like, people probably know I've talked about this. Like, I grinded for years to grow the following on Apple Track. I'm really proud of what I've built there, but I have completely pivoted to Instagram and TikTok that are platforms that I can actually rely on. And I don't want to be blindsided here. Did you see that Facebook and Meta have launched the same pay for verification?
Yeah, it's invite only right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it on Instagram because it is worth it for me because I know that the platform is reputable and I know that it's like, I know that investment makes sense. But
why do you view Twitter as not reputable?
You have lost me now, Sam. How are you willing to pay for it? The same fundamental...
Because of the Twitter audience. The Twitter audience has become Elon bros. There aren't Zucker bros that are buying the check mark for $15 a month. First of all, it's more expensive on Meta. And what Meta does is before you even get the check mark, they do a full review of your ID. Like, I don't even think I can get the check mark for Apple Track because I don't have an ID with Apple Track on it. Like, I don't even know if I can verify my personal account, but it's the care and concern and the fact that like there's stability on that platform. I'm okay paying if I feel like the platform is going in a good direction. You're essentially investing in Elon Musk, and like, I've already got too much Tesla stock tied up in that motherfucker. I don't want to trust him with another $8 a month. That like,
I used to use Twitter Blue like when it first launched, and it was. Yeah. I mean, Max, I think you did too. It was completely worthless. Like, there was until like the editing came into play and stuff like that. Then it was valuable in a sense, but I paid for Twitter Blue like for months before anything of value was ever announced. And then
I paid since it came out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
But once they announced that, the feature of paying for it is the check mark, that's when I was like, all right, I'm out. That it goes against what the signals mean on the platform in the first place, what the values are on the platform in the first place. Yeah. And if they want to change those, that's fine. But it's just like, I'm just not interested anymore. And Twitter doesn't lose anything by losing me, but it's it's crazy how within less than a year, a platform that I couldn't imagine my life without, now I don't participate in it at all. And it's really it's a lesson, if anything. Like, the same thing could happen to YouTube. Like, all of this shit that we have our lives wrapped up in could just be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
And at least in the form that we relied on them, at least.
And that's the thing that I am grateful for Elon about, because he made me realize, and I've experienced kind of like a double attack, because YouTube's been down. No, like seriously, like YouTube's been down a lot for me. And I was like, wait, why are all my eggs in the YouTube basket? And then when Twitter got attacked, I was like, yo, my second biggest platform is gotten completely flipped upside down and unusable overnight. So I need to move elsewhere, and I need to be everywhere. And I want to be everywhere. I don't want to just be on YouTube. And
a perspective difference. I think you guys are looking at this as creators. I don't consider myself as a creator in the slightest. I'm just a guy that enjoys and knows a lot about tech. That's why it hasn't really changed me. Because everyone that views this as like, oh, this is how I make my livelihood, this is the platform I go to for everything, has very strong opinions on.
Well,
but
even just
kind of using it casually. Well,
I used it as a big news aggregator, and now it's not like that for me. Now it's just
I still get that though.
No, bro, I've been taking screenshots of the shit that I see. Because so out of nowhere, I was looking for news, and out of nowhere, I opened Twitter, and there's a tweet in my For You tab, whatever, where the fuck is this screenshot? That has literally nothing to do with anything. It's from some person I don't follow, they don't follow me. It had 6 likes, was posted a day beforehand, and it says, "Please don't let go, my little angel." And it's a picture of her dog. Like, I'm sure that's like horribly sad, but for me to see it out of context, that's what my fucking life is. I didn't get news. I got, "Please don't let go yet, my little angel."
Did you say I like that?
I straight up don't get that. Here, I can scroll Twitter. I don't know how well it's going to come through. I'll scroll Twitter right here for a second. Oh my fuck. This camera.
Well, you pay for Twitter Blue also, so.
Well, that shouldn't change anything. Just scroll this really quick. Oh, you can't see shit.
You might want to lower the brightness of that bad boy.
I can't even do that. But I'm going to scroll through for a second. I'll let you know when I see something. Just do it like this. That isn't someone I follow or care about.
The point is, all of this content is so much of this.
This is an account with 500,000 followers posting a gaming meme. Because it was the guy from the game, it was the kid from the Game Awards that went up and said, "Shout out to my Orthodox rabbi, Bill Clinton."
That was a good moment.
Like that was a good moment. But I get stuff like that and things I care about, and it's funny things, it's things I care about. And this is what I said to Michelle Raham, who used to run XDA. It is my genre of dumbassery that I still see. So nothing has changed for me.
And I think you do make a good point about being creator. Like, that's certainly where a lot of my perspective comes from, but it also does come as a user, and like,
not using Twitter day to day as a creator is one thing, but I don't open the app day to day anymore because my just general experience just is not what it used to be.
Let me go check my screen time really quick. I want to get a number for you guys.
Yeah, I genuinely, Twitter was my most used app every week, and a lot of it came because I used Tweetbot, and it made it really easy to find news that I cared about and like not miss tweets from people, but it's become a situation where half of my feed, so many of the replies are these people that pay $8 a month that they're getting promoted when they don't know anything. Like, the algorithm is treating the check marks differently. And that's why I'm not buying my check mark back. Twitter used to be a place where it felt like everyone was on the same playing field. Because even if you had a verified check mark, you didn't get promoted differently.
No,
that's what I love about TikTok.
Treat you differently. That's what I think the difference was. The platform didn't treat you differently. The people did. And the people, because of the way the algorithm was made, would adjust how the platform treated you. If someone gave you credibility because you had a check mark, you would get credibility. Because the algorithm would push you because the people gave you that credibility. That's how that would work. Elon Musk's idea was, well, if the people are going to give credibility to the check mark, why don't we give everyone a check mark, and the people will decide who's credible.
That's
which is so. Wait, do you agree? Hold on, John. John. Do you agree with that idea or not, Max?
I think the idea of everyone should be considered credible, and a check mark for $8 should not matter, and then the people can decide based on the algorithm who gets pushed and who doesn't. Think about that.
But that's not
that
what
way,
the problem is.
I or some other random person down the street, if I post something good and they don't, the algorithm treats us the same way, except if the people treat me better, I will get pushed more. If the people treat them better, he gets pushed more. But the algorithm treats us the same. It's the people's reaction that decide what happens.
But that's not what happened here, though. Like
that's what was originally happening. And then they changed it. Now to be treated equally, you need to pay.
But you can't tell me what they nuked the biggest value that they were pitching for Twitter Blue. Like they exploited what the checkmark was for very short-term gain, which didn't work. They got like 100,000 signups for Twitter Blue.
Let's also remember, if this goes to shit, they're gonna revert it in like 2 days. They've done it before.
Yeah, that's so they're exploiting what the checkmark used to be, and within months, it means so little that Twitter themselves is giving you an option if you're paying for Twitter Blue to hide the checkmark. So the thing that they used for short-term gain was like, now everyone gets a blue checkmark. Now, when it relaunches, whenever the fuck, you get the option of hiding the thing that they thought was the number one value. Because instead of like if he thought in a way it didn't mean anything because people were whatever.
Let's also remember Elon Musk is calling the shots and he's a tone-deaf man-child. So
yeah, exactly. But you and I, like...
I understand every single decision he makes, whether I agree with them or not.
Well,
Is this because you're also a man-child?
I'm more of a child than a man, even at my age.
Okay, fair.
But still, from a fundamental point, I understand where he's coming from. He thinks if we force people to pay, they will pay. Otherwise, they will be thrown to the ground, which is a fair assumption. People will pay for Twitter because of that. And right now, Twitter's not profitable. They need to make money. What they should be doing is autofilling. What they should be doing is trying to get into affiliate marketing. Autofill in affiliate links from people on Twitter. If they don't have one in there, take all the affiliate commission. You will literally be generating millions of dollars a day.
I'm even fine.
And then you solve the problems.
I'm even fine with them charging organizations $1,000. I think it should have been different, though. I think it should be. First of all, I don't think you should be able to buy a check mark. If you have one, you should have the option of, listen, you can get a gold one for $1,000 as an organization. Whatever, that's fine. Make money from the brands.
What about individuals that consider themselves influential?
No, that blue check mark. If they were worried about how,
wait, you said brands, right? You said brands should pay $1,000.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Is John Prosser not a brand?
No. Front Page Tech.
Prosser's a brand.
Front Page Tech. If they were like, well, that's the thing. The choice is mine. But the starting point is you had it already. So
yes,
we're going backwards. You don't get to pay for it. You have the check mark. If they're worried about how corrupt things were before, that's his reasoning. We have to do this because people are verified that shouldn't be verified.
Oh,
that's fine.
A fucking scapegoat. He's paranoid about that.
No, I know.
It was fine. You and I know that was fine. We got verified the same way. We know that was a scapegoat. Piece of shit, bullshit reason.
It's all built off of lies, basically. The same thing happened with the bots, dude.
Built off of schizophrenic paranoia.
This is okay. He started this whole I can't buy Twitter because it's all bots. This clear setup is so like the way he's like I can't buy Twitter because it's full of bots is now the reason why he's justifying the For You page because he's like this is the only way, guys. This is the only way we defeat the bots. Fuck off, dude. I get more DMs from bots now than I ever have before. Ever.
Oh, that I'll agree with. If you look at every single tweet I've made, by the way, look at the hidden tweet. It's some random nude from some random bot account.
Yeah, dude, the bots are worse now than they were before. He's exploiting absolute bullshit stuff. Like the checkmark thing. If, let's say he's telling the truth and things are corrupt, which you and I know they weren't, take them all away from everybody. If that's your big priority, take them all away and start over.
Corrupt. It wasn't corrupt for us. There are ways you can pay $15,000 for a Twitter account that's pre-verified with 100,000 followers. That is a thing that exists. You can do that. But I would say out of the 500,000 verified accounts, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 were that.
And it was and the people doing that were the people that should have been verified anyway, most likely. Like the people that had that money.
50-50.
In general.
Either way, I would have been more for take them all away and start giving them to people you think should have them. I don't think you should be able to buy into it and it has all come to bear itself in front of all of us now, because now they're just giving you the option to hide the check mark. They know it means nothing now. Now all it means is a little meme under all your tweets. It's like, haha, you paid $8 for Twitter Blue. That's what it means now.
Yeah. By the way, just for people actually listening to this, I want to say, John and I, when we got verified, same person, John got verified, then he forwarded me the contact.
Yeah.
The way that worked was they had to look into articles we were mentioned in, get a copy. They didn't ask me for a copy of the photo ID, but I know that's normally part of
they got my ID.
Yeah, they didn't get mine. Then they asked us a name, and then they sent a board decision to go figure it out on their Twitter board before doing it. Yeah. Like, this wasn't just
and it took weeks. It was a weeks-long process, too.
It took him weeks. It took me like 3 or 4 days, because I think that after John did it, they just kind of were like, yeah, he's probably fine. But it was not easy. It was not corrupt. They had to go to like back channel verification office and figure it out for us.
Yeah.
This wasn't some pay someone.
And even then, they weren't like, yeah, bro, we'll get you verified. It was like, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah,
maybe.
No, I mean,
hopefully.
I think I literally got verified after applying through the public portal that everyone got to. And I think, Apple Track got verified first. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know. Again, it felt fair. And it also... It just, I never finished my through line, because I was sort of talking myself into a wall earlier, where it's like, well, why were you paying for Twitter Blue? And now you're saying it's okay to pay for Facebook Meta Verify? That's the same idea. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, I was 10 times happier paying for Twitter Blue when I got literally nothing out of it except changing my app icon than I would ever be now. Because of the way the platform worked, I could use a third-party client to see the exact content that I wanted. I would never miss a tweet if I wanted to. There was support for developers, and they treated developers, for the most part, with respect. They valued creators and people of authenticity. And in general, I feel like spam was fine. Like, it's on every platform, but in general, it was fine. And the reason I like, and I'm going to likely pay for it on Instagram, is because you don't run into any of these issues yet. Like, the people with check marks that I'm seeing on Instagram are all somewhat vaguely notable. Yes, they might be paying for some of them, but it's not just dude with 6 followers that's like, Tesla Moon Bitcoin, baby, which is like half of my replies. Right, and it has ruined the platform by empowering the most toxic people.
It's the profitability of the company. Twitter wasn't
But it's
profitable.
not working. Yeah. It's
Twitter, but as a public company, they're able to get away with it. As a private company, they are not.
I'd have no issue with
burning your personal money. If it goes bankrupt, Elon Musk is on the hook. If it went bankrupt as a public company, investors lost money, whatever. But that's the difference in that. Like, he's on the hook for the.
I have no problem with Twitter making money. Like, okay, for even I hate it, but even not having Tweetbot, like, that makes sense to me. Like, okay, sure, that's awful from a personal user standpoint, but like, I fucking get it, bro.
And with cost money, it makes sense.
Yeah, make money off the platform. I totally get that. Make the changes you need to make. I think there was a real bait and switch that played off of people's emotions based on what they think a check mark means, because they couldn't see the bigger picture where, okay, we do this now, and in a month, this check mark means nothing.
I think we're also at a different point. We've all had check marks for a decently long time, I'd say.
Yeah, a couple of years.
We're kind of like numb to the feeling of not having one. And I remember back in the day, it used to mean something. I wanted one, even if it didn't mean it, just because I always saw the blue check marks around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to a lot of people, they really wanted it. But it was not accessible. Now it is. I get that.
Yeah, but it's not that. It means nothing. And if these people that are buying it for $8 give them 4 months, and they're like, "Oh, I guess it just means I paid for it." Like, it doesn't.
It never meant anything to us either, but people thought it did. There was perceived value to it.
But now there's not. There's not even
now.
That.
There's literal value to it.
There's 8. There's no. There's
the
8.
For You page makes there be actual value.
Yeah, people are going to want to pay.
Or you don't get to.
And also,
everyone
John,
wants to be heard.
the $1,000 for organizations is ridiculous to me. That is an ungodly amount of money. That is $12,000 a year.
It's also like 50 an account. It's also $50 an account if you want
$50 an account. Listen, if it was $100 a month, I would do that for Apple Track in a heartbeat because that's a somewhat reasonable amount of money that they will verify my business and give it to they will show people content. But it's like, why is Apple and me paying the same price per month for a gold check mark? Like $1,000 a month? I cannot afford $1,000 a month. And therefore I am leaving your platform because you're only optimizing.
I would if the blue one meant anything. But because even the base one means fucking garbage, then what does the gold? It just means it's gold now. It means the fake one is gold now.
You're a business owner, frontpagetech.com. You getting a blue or gold check mark?
I'm not, no, but I get it. Like if I was going to use Twitter and like I'm not putting it past myself to pay $1,000 for the Front Page Tech account. I know for a fact I won't do it for my personal account.
Would you pay the $50 a month to have yourself affiliated?
No. I don't see myself personally using Twitter unless something drastically changes. I don't know. So just because I have an account, I guess technically, yeah, my account still exists there, but I'm saying not even just as a creator, as a personal user, I don't open the app.
As a user. I want to look at my screen time because I remember at my peak, I was on Twitter.
We're having such different experiences. I've spoken to a lot of people who have said, yeah, no, this is the same and fine. And then I've spoken to a lot of people who have said, no, this sucks.
I honestly think the difference might be Twitter Blue, that I don't pay for it.
And are those people paying for Twitter Blue Max? Because I think if they are, they're going to like it better.
No. I know people that are, and I know people that aren't, and I've heard it from both sides. That's why I'm not certain what's going on. Because it could just be luck of the algorithm. It could be maybe if you're, I don't want to say more influential, but tweet more and use it more, the algorithm has more data on you to try to determine what you're going to like. And maybe when they change,
it has fucking 11 years of data about me.
I think they changed it.
Of course they did. Nothing is the same.
Are you saying that we fell off? Did we just fall off?
I'm saying when you guys,
I hope.
I'm saying when you use it less, it's going to have less data on what you're going to like, and therefore not be as accurate.
They have so much data. They see who I follow.
They had so much data.
Fucking use it.
But they also had Elon Musk going through their data centers unplugging shit, and they also stopped paying for data centers. Gone. So I don't know how much data is there anymore.
Guys, remember when this was an Apple podcast?
I hate Apple, and I hate Elon Musk, and I hate Twitter, and I just hate everything.
I love Apple, and Twitter's really sad. I really miss Twitter.
I think we're having an important conversation too.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to devalidate you. It was a good combo. It's interesting. How long
have we been doing this for?
An hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. Listen, I do find it interesting that Meta very much did the same thing a couple months later.
But that stuff is clearly going to happen.
Snapchat did it too.
It's how we got phones that are over.
Who did?
What? Say what?
Snapchat. You guys might be a little old for that.
I think I would get arrested if I opened up Snapchat.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a funny thing. I have underage girls adding me all the time, and I
don't know if we should
don't add them back. I don't add them back. I don't add them back.
How do you know?
But sometimes
what?
Then how do you know they're underage? Then?
You can't tell by a Bitmoji, and I realized it's like 5 times. But since I'm on the algorithm, people will subscribe to me, and it shows on my end. It shows that they added me as a friend, and I know a lot of people around here who have almost identical Bitmojis and similar names. So I'll see a first name and a username and a Bitmoji. I can tell nothing from that. So I would type the username into Instagram, and it would say like middle school and high school. Oh. And then I would just remove them. I would have them unsubscribe from me. But I'm not doing this. It's not my fault. I don't control Snapchat's algorithm.
Exactly what I would expect.
But I got concerned after a while.
And guys, we're back to the genius mark. We caught that most recent segment.
We just saved Max Weinbach's career, I think.
Listen, I think we should wrap this conversation.
I've said this on Twitter before.
Everybody's going to be upset we talked about Twitter, and I am too, because I'm just sad now. I literally just feel sad that Twitter isn't what it used to be. Because I'm a Twitter boomer. I'm going to say it. Max, where can the people find you? How can they get in touch with the legend, the JavaScript jester?
You can't say Twitter.
I don't know JavaScript.
The quinoa queen.
Protein powder.
The Keratin King.
I took 75 grams of protein powder to the dome and blew up the bathroom of my gym earlier.
Oh my god.
The protein prince, Max Weinbach. Everybody give it up.
Yay. Max, where can people find you if they want more Max
Weinbach? On Snapchat, as long as they're above 18.
Snapchat. What he said. Snapchat, the application I cannot mention, Twitter, and if you just type my name in, you'll find it. Instagram, you can, but I use that mostly for my friends, so it's kind of not worthwhile.
Bro, are we technically fellow TikTokers now?
Fuck, I think we are.
Dude, yeah, wait, John, you gotta get on
10,000
TikTok.
followers.
I've been trying to get John on TikTok. I think you should come on TikTok.
Well, Sam's more consistent than I am. I don't really do as well. I get a few videos that get like 10,000 views here and there. I got one with 2.4 million Google license, but that's about it.
That is sick. I try to post once a day because I'm trying to get to 100 or 200K by the end of the year.
You should be able to. You could probably do that in a couple of months if video blows up.
Thank you, man. I believe in myself.
You should believe in yourself.
And you know why?
When you talk about Android.
It's because I believe that you should be different, Max.
I've seen a dude with a hoodie at my gym that says like "I'm lonely" or something.
Please hit the music so I can get out of this.
That's actually really funny.
Please hit the
"I'm lonely" would be so good. I gotta find that hoodie.
It's like the old Apple logo too, with the khaki color.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
You would.
Max, thank you for coming on. It was a very lively conversation.
Weinbach.
For having me.
This is it. You know, we did a lot, and stop it. Cover him. Block him.
Just censor. I'm gonna just censor him. Every time he pulls up a flip phone, should I just censor it? Thank you, Max.
Should I do the second one here?
Get it in. You got time. Please don't, dude. If you fucking drop it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Okay, Sam, you can come back. Sam, you can come back. I know you can hear us. I can't stop the music.
Killed him. I think I killed him.
Sam! It's over! Okay, now, Sam, you can come back. He's put them away, I promise.
You lied.
I did lie. I lied.
Sam, I'm going to send you one of these at some point to try.
No.